I'll kick this one off, and I think the easy one, I've said this, maintained this, Ryan Day to me, number one under the most pressure, maybe in all of sports this year, JP.
I don't think it's much of a conversation either. I look at Ryan Day, of course. We've gone over his resume. There really aren't a lot of losses there, people. Like, I think some people act like this guy can't coach. There are not a lot of losses. But when you're at Ohio State, we don't care about that. You got to win the right games, and you got to be in that championship hunt. And last year certainly felt like it fell flat. And I know he realizes this. I talked to him not all that long ago. He understands the pressure that he's up against, but certainly he's under the most pressure. Now, I'd like to go an interesting direction with this one.
Okay.
We talked about Michigan and Texas, right? Texas, we had asked the question, are they back? Felt like last year they were making their way back. They fell short in the college football playoff semifinal. They've got the best quarterback in college football potentially coming back. They've got their whole offensive line coming back. They got every wide receiver out the portal. They got 1,800 yards and 19 touchdowns worth of wide receivers out of the portal. They've got a good defensive front. Secondary is going to be a question. I think Sark has to have a big year. Year one in the SEC. I don't think it's going to be okay to just have a 10-win season, maybe make it into the playoffs and not do anything. I think he's got to make a run this year.
I agree, and let's just have this debate real quick, but Dabo Swinney has put a complete target on his back. And at least Texas has some positive momentum in recent history.
Is Dabo under that much pressure from the administration, though?
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like he's,
to me, it's almost like he is a living mascot for that program. He brought them to prominence. He won them a couple championships already.
Yeah.
That bought him a lot of time to screw around.
Hey, maybe I'll give you this. Maybe not administration, but we're putting the pressure on Dabo. College football fans are putting the pressure on Dabo. I think there is a ton of Dabo. Are you cool with having Dabo at number 3?
I think I'd put him there.
Okay.
All right. Now, this is an intriguing one for me. I'd pitch Lane Kiffin to go next.
Really?
This is the best roster that he's going to have. Right, Jackson Dart, returning quarterback, really good. Everybody wants to talk about what Ohio State did in the portal. Look at what Ole Miss did in the portal as well. People are talking about this team as the team that can make a run.
Okay.
I'm going Lane Kiffin.
I'll give you Lane, but this is what I'm going to need you to give me.
Okay.
Marcus Freeman.
Oh, for sure.
Just because of that schedule, seriously, he's recruited well. Again, he's got a ton of resources. The roster's in place. You got your quarterback. This feels like the year where they need to, at a minimum, get into the playoff, especially with that schedule, but start to win some of these bigger games.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Now, I think Dan Lanning is fine in this spot here in terms of pressure. I would ask the question, though. Kirby Smart, you're now in an SEC that does not have Nick Saban anymore. The big bad wolf is gone. He beat you last year in the SEC championship. He can't do it anymore. He's not there. Kalen DeBoer, you're replacing a legend. Right? Who's under more pressure? The guy who's going up against the dude who is no longer the legend, or the dude replacing the legend?
I see the same thing you see, but the only thing is there's got to be urgency to make this yours now. Like you're the new commander.
Yeah.
I might give DeBoer the slight edge. You say you go with Kirby Smart. We'll see.
I think this is a pretty good list.
Certainly at the top of this list, though, this is a different beast, particularly for Ryan Day.